Today, we are announcing federal and state charges, all of which were charged or unsealed at some point over the past 2 weeks, the past 14 days, coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorneys' offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
Holy crap, that's a lot of money.
And a lot of people.
Oh my God. How many? 450?
455 people. I think it's 45 states.
Damn.
And I mean, it's obviously broad and sweeping, like an entire criminal industry. I won't even say enterprise. I'd say industry.
You think they're linked or they're individuals?
It's probably both. I'm sure it's like chunks of people who are doing it here, chunks of people are doing it there. And, you know, some are linked, some are independent. I don't know. But you've been around the drug world and stuff. There's certain scams. Sometimes they work together, sometimes they're independent. But
well, the Kroger Medicaid scam has been happening out here, run by the Armenians for decades, and they've been arresting Armenian affiliated gang members. And when I say gang member, these are not guys dressed with do-rags. Mm-hmm. These are normal-looking adults like the mob, but everyone's got that visual in their head of, you know, James Gandolfini when you go to that level of the mob. And when you say gang member, you also get people to think it looks like Snoop Dogg. Neither one of those is true. The Armenian mob out here has been running this area of Southern California for Medicaid fraud for decades.
Well, not all mob members, even traditional mob members, draw the attention to themselves as others. So yeah, some are pretty low profile.
The Armenian the Armenian mob, very low key, and they use Armenian croakers. When I say croaker, it's a doctor that they funnel this stuff through, who's a phony doctor. He's a real doctor, but he's a doctor who's working with them, you know, because you can't just do it yourself. You need a medical office to funnel the shit through, and not every doctor is corrupt. You know, in fact, very few are probably corrupt, so they have their own.
I'm wondering, is some of that done through blackmail as well? Like they get a doctor to control
they're in
them,
on it. It's family.
Straight out greed.
They're in on it. No, they don't have to blackmail them. These guys, the doctors are in on it, and the dentists are in on it. The people who work at social services are in on it. The bankers are in on it. But it could be true in the Italian mob too. You know, also in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s.
You know, money's money.
I mean,
There's some good old traditional. We still have Ponzi schemes. Those are delightfully old fashioned, but they still come up every couple of years.
The best one they do is the real estate fraud, because they get some Armenian real estate agents, and a couple passes away and they want to sell their house. Then they pass away. They transfer the lease to themselves. They sign the lease. They pull the title. They sell the house out from under the Hunleys, who have come to see what happened to their mother's house. And there's a family living in it who bought it legitimately from this real estate agency. So they don't know anything about it, the family, and the courts have been thoroughly befuddled by this, because the family that buys the house has nothing to do with the scam. So what the scammers do is then flee back to Armenia with the money, sometimes $1.5 to $5.5 million, especially in the SoCal housing market.
Well, they've got to go somewhere. I mean,
I don't think we have an extradition treaty with Armenia.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I looked up some time ago, but I don't remember all the ideal countries. Some are kind of obvious. Like, I don't think we have with Iran.
Yeah, there's some weird ones. Yeah. I mean, like
Ecuador, I think, is a popular place.
Nathan Hochman took down Carlos Mencia, as we talked about the other day. He's going after Tony Braxton now, the Grammy Award-winning singer, who also owes millions of dollars in back taxes, and an NBA player, I forget his name. They created this brand new tax unit. Keep in mind, this is not as, how do I want to put it? This is not as uplifting as it sounds. The reason they're collecting this money, as Adam Carolla has pointed out, is the only crimes they enforce are ones that put money into the hopper, Eric. So going after these people with the new tax fraud unit that Nathan Hochman created, as benevolent as Nathan Hochman may be, the focus of it is to round up money for the machine. Keep in mind, they did away with the gang units. They did away with the drug units. They did away with all these anti-crime units, and now have created a unit that collects money.
That works.
They're just, Mancia was the first guy to be taken down.
Which I think is awesome. Now, we're early in the show, but I feel that we could bring this up because right now I've been busy packing like crazy. You've got a T-shirt that's kind of in the theme for what a lot of people might want to do should they decide to come out.
Oh, yeah, go to the Nixon
Saturday.
Library. I think the vice president's going there. They didn't even know where he was going on two-way, but Eric Hunley did.
Yes,
he's going to sell his book at the Nixon Library, which is kind of interesting. So I highly recommend it. It is a great place, a museum, library / his home is there. The home they built the kid out of. There are docents there who will, tour guide you through the entire library. So it's well worth it to go down there. And if Vance is going to be there, it makes it another worthwhile thing.
Yeah. You get a chance to see him and say, now, can you please tell me, JD, about these negotiations? What is going on?
Nobody seems to know. People on the left, on the right, supporters of Trump, not supporters of Trump, everybody's completely befuddled by this. And as as other people have pointed out, including myself, this is a communications problem more than any other problem. If they were able to explain it to people, I think more people would be calmed down. Do you understand this? Farmers getting money from the Iran held funds for grain that's then going to be shipped to the Iranian people. Do you understand any of this? I mean,
it's unusual, to say the least. I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, so you made how much money last month or yesterday? $20 million. You have $20 million. Okay. Let's see. We'll get you 100,000 in this grain, and how are you going to break it down? How are you going to ship it?
I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know what to break down. Has anybody explained this harebrained scheme to you?
Good question. By the way, and Nate is in California. He's waiting for us.
All right, let's go, Nate. Let's go. Let's get
already there. So before we leave it and get into it, folks, if you do want to join us, it's coming up this Saturday. Obviously, we're at the last minute. But we sold ticket on Sunday, so people are
people are buying. There's also walk-ups who come in. There'll be somebody at the door checking their names. But for the last 5 people who buy a ticket, and that's today till Friday, I'll give you an autographed copy of either LBJ or Oswald, the hard copy script. I'll autograph it to you personally.
Oh, there you go, and take a picture of him handing it to you as well.
Yeah, so we'll post it.
Not only autograph, but here he is presenting it.
No, we'll do it.
So, and definitely say hey to Nate. Good to see you here, Nate. Anyway, I hope to see everybody in California. I wanted to talk about that right away. Get a little bit of business out of the way. And while we're on it, even more importantly, we have a sponsor.
What?
We do. Where they still like us. Because we have good people who are going to try this out, and it is Get Chapter. Quick debrief for everyone here who's on Medicare or about to be. There's something that most people don't realize. The plan you picked might not be the plan that actually fits your life right now. through all the noise, the mailers, the commercials, the robocalls, it can feel daunting to even take another look. Your doctors change, your prescriptions change, plans update their coverage every year, and nobody's helping you keep up. That's why we're pointing folks to Chapter. They make Medicare dead simple. One call, one advisor, you tell them your doctors, your prescriptions, what matters to you, and they do the rest. They compare every plan available nationwide, not a handful, every plan, and they come back to you with what actually fits. No pressure, no agenda. If your current plan is the right one, they'll tell you that. If it's not, they'll help you find one that fits better. Last year, folks found new plans with Chapter saving more than $1,000 on average. It's free. It won't take you more than 20 minutes. Good intel is crucial, so call Chapter today at 855-627-1487. Again, call today at 855-627-1487 and get the best information possible. And again, we do appreciate it. And just for the chat, I'm so sneaky. I managed to have the same shirt during the ad and the show today.
Wow, that was sneaky.
You know, people who are paying attention, they're like, "Oh, how does he change so quickly?" It's called pre-recording. But everybody, seriously, they really help us out a lot. Sponsoring us, it's completely free. Give them a call, hit that number. You know, see if you can save some money. It really does make a difference. Now, okay, as far as the craziness goes with Trump, I pulled this clip because I know we're going to go in to Iran and all that, but I think this exchange kind of personifies how I feel, because it is very confusing. And this is the other show. This is not two-way. This is the Huddle.
Huddle, yeah.
And they're talking about, you know, the messages coming across where we hear one thing from here and then another thing from there. And a lot of it is we're hearing from Iranians versus our own government.
Last summer. That's according to Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson. And it does obviously directly contradict what J.D. Vance said yesterday. And the reason I sort of am taking this with a grain of salt, though, as I tease at the top, is because we've seen a lot of discrepancies sort of going viral in the past couple of days. And they're elevated by people who are critical of the deal. And then some of them turn out not to be true. There's two that jump to mind. Number one is that video of J.D. Vance when he was in Switzerland, and there was like a couple of the golf leaders coming in, and all this talk about how they snubbed him because they walked right by him. Well, it turns out like he had been meeting with them for hours at that point, so like they weren't going to come shake his hand because they had literally been talking to him for hours. There was another story that, you know, the Iranian negotiators had walked away from the talks after the president went on Truth Social and basically threatened to bomb them if they don't cooperate. But then, like, Vance came out and said that they had actually not only stayed, but they had worked together for like 9 hours negotiating. So some of this stuff is moving.
Well, they said that the strait was closed Sunday. It was open.
Okay, that's another one. Another good example.
I think, look, I said this yesterday, and I'll say it every day since. The proof is going to be in the pudding, right? I'll give you another example. The vice president.
Can I just say something to this proof is in the pudding thing? Go ahead. I just want to add one thing. The proof is in the pudding. The pudding may not be ready for 5 years. That's why there's wait and see thing. It's not wait and see till next week. Trump is out on the stump doing the midterms, which is what I predicted he would do, which is great. He immediately went to the stump. This thing is not going to be over next week or next month or next year. These negotiations are going to go on for months. So the whole wait and see thing is kind of a double speak for shut the fuck up, in my humble opinion.
It might be, but in the same token, and you know, you got the point. I think it is very relevant when a lot of people are reporting things coming out of Iran like, oh, this is just the ground truth. It's like, whoa, hold on. Why is it we haven't trusted Iran for 47, 48 years? We know they're known liars in every direction. And we're going to say, oh my God, they're doing it. Now, obviously there's some weird messaging coming out, as you put it, with the farm stuff and things like that. But we don't have a choice. In a way,
no, obviously we're hostages ourselves. We're being held hostage.
He
voted for the guy and we're being held hostage. He has contradicted himself every single way since Sunday. And look, I appreciate him. I love him, but this has just gone off the rails, Eric. I mean, they have to get their messaging. Forget about the Iranian crazy messaging. I agree with you. they've got to get their message straight on this thing, not have all these different people speaking on our behalf either.
I agree. And I do think there's communication breakdown and a ton of issues, but it's something I have said before, like, I don't speak Farsi and I am not there. That makes it a big challenge, same way as I don't speak Russian.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult for me. And there's some things I don't think are fair. Like, I'm very critical and I don't like how some of it has gone down, but I'm not going to compare it to Afghanistan and Biden, because that's completely
that's crazy.
untoward.
Yeah.
The pullout from Afghanistan with soldiers dying and stuff, it's completely different. It's not even.
Well, there are similarities and there are differences. The abruptness of it is a similarity of both. Biden wanted it for a 9/11 anniversary. Trump wants it for the midterms. You could list 15 things going in both directions, similarities and differences.
Right, but those differences have a lot of weight, in my opinion. When we're talking about the deaths and things like that, because we're not leaving out with no footprint, no degree of control, no missiles that can fire any second, and even do anytime. So it is true. Now, as far as you're saying going on forever, yes, this is only a 60-day deal. So obviously, when there's fewer than 60 days left, we're going to be talking again to extend the deal, and it's going to keep extending beyond the midterms, most likely. And then I don't know where it's going to go at that point.
Well, I don't know where it goes at this point, because J.D. Vance has said they're ready to allow the atomic energy inspectors from the UN in. They said they said no, they're not coming in. So I don't know.
Well, and there's good
they're physically used to dealing, the Iranians, with atomic energy inspectors and confusing them, distracting them, deterring them. They're veterans at this. And I don't know where they would go anyway to examine.
Well, they put them up at the hotel and they say, we'll take you to the site tomorrow. And then, oh, I'm sorry, the vehicle's broke down.
It's far more complex than that, how they do it. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. They're masters at this deception. And the way Vance is framing it, it's like, hey, they're going to let the inspectors in. Game's done. I'm going, what? Are you fucking kidding me? You know how many years this has been going on with inspectors in Iran? It's either he's putting a too nicer spin on it, or it's wishful thinking, or he's naive. One of the three. And I'm not really sure which one of the three it is.
I think there's another alternative, which could be, it's like, okay, we don't trust them. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 10. We don't trust them, but they're agreeing to this. So we have to play the game. Some of this is like an age-old dance, and you can't have them violate until they actually violate. So it's kind of
they got apparently got 10
going to probably, but you've got to kind of let it play out.
According to the papers today, they have already received $10 billion worth of U.S. money from the embargo being lifted against them for selling oil. So they have done nothing to achieve that, and yet that has already happened. So this whole quid pro quo thing, I don't know where the quid is.
We got the quid.
Yeah, I don't know where the quid is. The pro or the quo.
We need this for that. Where's the that?
Hold on.
Yeah, right now, quid pro quo, this for that.
I mean, this is the headline of the New York Post.
All right. Easy mullah.
And that's not exactly an anti-Trump newspaper. This thing has Iran getting $10 billion oil boost from U.S. before signing a nuclear deal. So again, what's the incentive? What is the incentive for them?
I don't know. I mean, we will see as it goes. Right.
I mean, I get the incentive of Trump. He wants this to go away. He waited too long to get too close to the midterms. He's already in Pennsylvania right now as the show is going on, stumping for a Republican congressman that he's supporting. But nevertheless, he may have waited too long, done it too abruptly, or as I said then and I say now, this entire thing could have been done after the midterms.
I guess. I mean, it's just, I don't know if there's ever a good time to do this, but it is what it is. Oh, look at this. Robert Gruller, Esquire, or Gouveia, his people have rated our stream. So very cool. Happy to see all of you. Thank you very much. We're going to obviously keep watching it and see what's happening. But I
just want to add one more thing before you bail out, because this is shredded MAGA and GOP sides. President Trump's deal with Iran hasn't gotten reviews from his biggest supporters. The CBS News poll found 56% of self-identified MAGA voters said the U.S. should end the conflict with Iran now, while 44% said the U.S. should continue the war until Iran gives up more. For all self-identified Republicans surveyed, 60% believe the conflict should end now, and 40% said war should continue. So this has long-range impact on the Republican Party and the elections. When you have a 60-40 split over this particular issue, that's a split, Eric.
No, I agree. I agree. But then that leads into the question, like, part of what I said is that if he was going to cut out, he probably should have done it 30 days ago versus now. The longer he waited, the worse it is. The same way as if he kept waiting, some of this might dissipate by election day. I'm sure he's got the math, like, okay, how much can I recover over these months? Can we work a deal somehow? I don't know, but it's going to be a trip. I mean, one guy who's supposedly so upset that he's leaving the Republican Party.
Who's that?
Yeah, imagine this. Hold on.
I'm out of here.
This would be this guy. Now, what I love is
God.
This guy here. After 35 years of support, it's funny. He's been supporting the Republicans, he's saying, for 35 years, but he's a registered Democrat until 2020.
Yeah, that's a tough way. That's a tough one to get through.
How long has it been, Tucker? Is
his mouth moving, or is his mouth not moving? Because if it's moving, he's lying.
Apparently, or any day that ends with Y, he could be lying. We have a lot of options with Tucker. But anyway, so yes, I do find that to be interesting. And I like how he says, after supporting it for that right there is him admitting, I wasn't a registered Republican. No, I supported it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the news. Tucker is whatever he is. He's out. He calls it immoral, which I find ironic.
That's funny.
This guy who's literally working, in my opinion, with the enemy, because I think at best Qatar are frenemies, in my opinion.
I don't even think it's that close.
Well, I said at best.
Oh yeah, at best.
So,
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean,
they're not. I'll tell you something else. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard is a registered terrorist group in the United States because of Congress. You can not legally give a registered terrorist group money out of the federal treasury unless you have another act of Congress rescinding the terrorist designation of the IRG. Now, you could say, well, they're not running the government. Well, we decimated all the top political levels of the government, and a lot of rational people believe the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is running the nation of Iran. So you're actually, no matter how you want to spin this, giving millions and billions of dollars to a terrorist group that's legally binding in the United States Congress as a terrorist group, Eric. This is new. This has never been done before.
No, hey, we can also support somebody from Al Qaeda to run a country like Syria.
Right, but that's a different operation. This group has been designated as an official terrorist organization.
Anyway, yeah. Good times all around. Now, I don't know. This, I'm guessing, is also a concern too. I just saw this going across today. The drone technology apparently is getting pretty good. You got this fighter pilot who was shot down by Iran, describes the alarming jellyfish drones before a crash. They say it's like real alien shit. And I don't know what technology they are doing right now. I have to dig into more what a jellyfish drone is. But I feel like we are woefully behind on drone technology.
I don't know anything about it, so yeah,
China. I mean, consider that the number one, selling drones here are all DJI, who are banning rather than actually competing with or out innovating. And that China's selling shit to Iran. They're running it in by train. Like, here, have some drones. And that is that's what I'm worried about as well, is the money.
Rubio's supposed to make a statement today about ballistic missiles, because that message has gotten completely muddled as well. Trump poo-pooing ballistic missile restrictions on Iran in his legalistic speak said because Saudi Arabia has a couple of them, so why shouldn't Iran? Again, now Rubio has to go out and speak in terms of State Department language and say what our official position is as a nation on the Iranian ballistic missile program that can reach, at this time, Western Europe. These rambling statements by Trump are not very helpful. So Rubio is now coming out today to clean up that mess.
Well, he has to. Well, Rubio is the one who came out before and gave a very cognizant or whatever, or cogent. Anyway,
coherent.
Speech.
Should be coherent.
It was coherent, except I can't seem to be. But outside of it, Rubio's the one who explained, hey, the ballistic missiles that they were stockpiling, they had so many of them, were going to lead into them getting nukes. Well, they had too many ballistic missiles for us to do anything about it, and then they get nukes just like North Korea. So we took out the ballistic missiles. Now, you brought up that point. I was going to ask, okay, Donald, so they can have some ballistic missiles to defend themselves, long range, medium range, short range.
You got me. They're going to use the money that we gave them today. They don't build them. They buy them from the Chinese. They don't have a factory building ballistic missiles, people at home. This money that we gave them is going to go to the Chinese to replenish their military loss in hardware. We have not bombed their bridges. We have not bombed their electricity grids. We have not bombed Carg Island, their oil refineries, their roads, their schools, anything except military hardware. The money that they need for reconstruction is not reconstruction of schools like the Bosnian War or the Marshall Plan after World War II. This money is going to go, unless they're mentally retarded, this money is going to go to buy more military hardware from the Chinese.
Well, also to help fund Hezbollah a little more, because they've already promised money to Hezbollah. So
but I don't think they give directly, here's a check to Hezbollah. I think they actually physically give them weapons that they buy from the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Hezbollah has an Iranian credit card going to a bank in Beirut. I believe that they're supplied. The guys show up, they meet in the desert. Here's all these Stinger missiles. Here's this whole panoply of chaos in this box that we bought from the Chinese. I think physically that might be how it works.
True. All right. Well, switching to internal. I don't know exactly what's going on with the DNI, because, Trump appointed and then rescinded. But anyway, Pulte apparently is in office now, and he started firing people left and right.
Go Pulte.
And in the DNI. So that is good. Even if he's in there just for a short term, you can get a lot done in a relatively short time, going in and just, cleaning house, firing people left and right, or moving them out. So I'm wondering if that was the strategy.
Sounds like it.
Because he is a loyalist.
Yeah.
And
like I said, there's very few loyalists left. That's why they're wearing 10 hats apiece. He can't trust any of these people. There's like 17 people in the government wearing 37 hats, simply because they've stabbed him in the back so many times that he's down to like 17 people.
Yeah. And maybe part of why this got rescinded is, of all people, endorsing Jay Clayton was Letitia James.
That was awkward.
That's not necessarily helpful. It's kind of like, I hate to say, Trump, endorsing Spencer Pratt. I don't know if that helped Spencer Pratt very much, or endorsing Steve Hilton, if it helps either of them that much. But this is probably not good. You want this crazy bitch who went after you, tried to lock you up and everything else. She's endorsing your DNI. Oh,
well, I think
maybe
it says more about Jay Clayton than it does about this Letitia James, because Clayton worked with her hand and fist in the Southern District of New York in that office. So it's really revealing that you may not want to go in this direction if she loves him that much, Eric.
Well, and that's exactly what I was saying is, you can judge people by their enemies. You can also judge them by their friends, like
or where they came from.
You are your 5 closest friends.
Yeah, or where they were working before and what they did. How about that for a metric? The Southern District of New York, the prosecution office there has been the most mortal enemy to Trump in the past 6 years. So anybody coming out of there is suspect. And to put this guy over there, and now the endorsement by her.
I agree. So it is a interesting scenario. I do hope Pulte cleans house. My biggest thing is just let FISA die. Let that die.
Yeah,
I'll be so happy to let FISA just stay dead and never come back, never get voted on.
They want that FISA, don't they, Eric? No, that's their illegal, illegal end around justice system that they invented, and they don't want to let it go.
Absolutely.
Right. It is because it's illegal, because it's unconstitutional, because it's a secret star chamber court. They do not want it to slip away into the ocean.
Well, it's a tool. I mean, it's a loaded gun that, you have an enemy. That's fine. Oh, we can. Hell, it's even in popular fiction. How many times have you heard, well, we could find this and you'll be in Gitmo?
Yeah.
I mean, it is some scary, scary shit. And who are you going to talk to? It's a secret court.
Yeah.
It is a star chamber. So it's not like, hold on, I'm appealing my advice.
We have a trade-off. We'll allow the secret court if we could put cameras in the courtroom of the secret court.
Speaking of cameras in there, did you see that on X? They put out a post, and they were showing like there was some elder abuse with like some veterans, and say this is where cameras are needed, not in the classrooms. Now, my issue is that I agree, put cameras in where you're caring for old people, no problem, that's great. But what I mean, instead of, how about in addition to? They're not mutually exclusive.
I don't know what one has to do with the other, but one of them could be a private facility. The schools are public, which is what I've been calling for in public schools, and there's being strangled by the unions. The head of the LAUSD, the largest school superintendent in the country, resigned this morning after the FBI raided his house, taking all his documents. Apparently, corruption's so thick that it's taken a month and a half for him to resign. He will be indicted, and they're starting to peel back the corruption here, as they are in the opening story. This is a nationwide thing, so hopefully they'll take him down and everyone around him.
Which, by the way, is something that I've been saying for a while, because I know these cases take a long time to actually go to trial and to charges and things like that. And it's easy to get impatient, but they are rolling out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because Tam Bondi's gone and
look at the difference.
Things are happening now.
I don't know. Nothing happened, and now a lot of stuff's happening. And what are the differences one personnel change can do? Whether you trust Todd Blanche or not, she did nothing. She really did nothing. Now, her supporters could say that she set this up on a tee for him.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm not one of those.
For setting it up then.
Whatever. No, I'm not one of those, but nevertheless, that could be true also.
Again, thank you very much for setting it up, and please get well. I hope your health is okay. Yeah. Obviously, I am concerned about your cancer, and I hope you heal up and you get rest. So,
I also want what's his name to get rest? The husband of Noam, who was featured this week in the paper again.
You mean Tulsi's husband?
No, the cross-dressing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I hope
Chesty
he gets
gnome?
well. Christy Gnome's
Chesty
husband.
gnome.
Yeah, Chesty Gnome gets well too. Holy crap! Was it? I mean, why are we learning about this now?
I don't know, but okay. I'm glad we're learning about it after she's out.
Yeah.
So that is encouraging. It would be much worse.
I would have liked to have known during her confirmation hearing.
All right. So now let's see. We've got another story that just is drawing more attention than I could ever imagine, and it's the damn reflecting pool stuff. What in God's name is going on?
You know what it is? I thought about it before the show, and I think it's because it's wide open and nobody's guarding the fucking thing, and there's no cameras. I don't understand this entire story. First of all, the fact that they were able to carve 8647 in the lawn of the mall, and there's no filmed camera video of this event by let's say just vandals. Let's just say vandals. The fact that they open up the reflecting pool, and again, it's vandalized for political reason, but nevertheless, there's no cameras and there's no film, there's no security. Somebody could have put a beluga whale in there for all we know, or a great white shark. I don't get it. I understand vandalism for political purposes. The fact that this thing is unprotected, I don't understand.
The fact that it's even the biggest story is mind-boggling.
Well, arresting an Olympian,
we're discussing, negotiations of Iran and all that, but it's like everybody's fighting over a stupid pool. It's like it's like the ballroom. I don't understand it. These are, in the great scheme of things.
But I mean, from a news point of view, I mean, arresting a former Olympian is news.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, regardless of the magnanimous Trump rebuilding this thing, which is great, arresting this guy, what's his name? David Hearn?
David Hearn, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that is a legitimate news story.
I do agree. What I'm befuddled by is he's out there doing this. I mean, this is on the level of keying all the Teslas and stuff. It's just
right.
stupid.
No, I agree. I mean, he's cleaned up so much of DC. I mean, somebody pointed out to me last night, socialists hate beauty. And they really are. That's why there's brutalist architecture. And that's why the library that opened in Chicago of Obama, which is a brutalist architectural monstrosity, is astounding people in the way this thing looks. They are repelled like a vampire to a cross by beauty. And it is their arch nemesis, seeing something clean without graffiti, that's spotless, drives them fucking insane. I don't know why, other than they are a group of people who want to destroy, tear down, destroy, take apart the infrastructure of the country. So when they see it being rebuilt, they lose their shit.
Well, a lot of the philosophy, and I'm not saying that they're identical, okay? So everybody who starts yelling when I bring up postmodernism, I'm not saying that postmodernism is communism, but I am saying they correlate. And the whole principle of postmodernism of tearing down everything from the gender to every single thing that's out there, that is the formula. What do? You tear down the family, you tear down architecture, you tear down beauty, you tear down. So
beauty is a part of it, is the point I'm making.
Yes.
We all know about the nuclear family and everything else, but the beauty part is really interesting to people are not aware of that. This is part of their agenda.
Well, and what is one of the most beautiful things out there that has been throughout time? The church, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they absolutely hate the church. Well, really, a lot of art and patronage came out of the church. So
they don't care about that part because they want to get rid of white Western art anyway.
Well, this is true.
Yeah,
but
so they'll agree with you on that one.
But I think that it goes well because I hate God and religion as well, and the symbolism of this.
Yeah, look, let's face it, we're way through the looking glass now. We're at war with these people, and you need to put up some defenses. I know it sounds crazy, but you can't just have open anything without guarding it anymore.
Yeah. And beauty is hope, by the way. Beauty is hope. And
yeah,
hope
I don't like that either.
Not good for
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But,
Unless it's Bob Hope. Hey, this is Bob. Glad to be here in Vietnam. Hope.
he's a good man. He's a good man.
No kidding. Everything in Burbank is named after Bob Hope, by the way. Every time I go over there, I'll see you over at Bob Hope Park. And which one? The little one, not the big one. I mean, there's multiple things named after Bob Hope over there.
Well, good for him. I always thought it was interesting that George Burns was the long living guy, but I think Bob Hope actually outlived him. Because Bob Hope lived to be like 102 or 3, and George Burns, I think, died at 100.
Wow, that's tough to handle. I don't know. I'm sure they weren't at the peak of their game at the end, however. But
hey, it works, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit more tomorrow because I'm looking into part 2 of Lucille Ball, who has a very strange relationship. Even though part 1, I can't fit it all in, so part 2 is tomorrow. Her relationship with Bob Hope alone is fascinating. Did multiple movies with Bob Hope, and there's a lot of unusual activity between the two of them. I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a story I didn't think we'd be coming back to, but it's back in the news. Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, Savannah Guthrie. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's scammers toying with her or what. They're sending notices again, though, only now saying that Nancy is dead, which people have long suspected. But
well, more specifically, they said she died during the incident. So there is some details in there, and they believe that these are the original people who reached out to them. For what it's worth. Yeah, Eric's right. I mean, we don't know, but I always said from day one that she was dead because of the, age of her and the desert and everything else. And that I'm surprised that they would even contact the family about it. But nevertheless, I mean, their pursuit may be to find her remains now.
Well, and to be honest, it is a whole lot easier to point out.
Yeah.
She's buried at Y coordinates. And we'll send that to you when you give us some money. And they could be nowhere near at the time. Just send us Bitcoin or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, if she does it, she's a fool, but that's,
she has the money, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is weird. So, okay. Had a couple people pass away in the past, day or two. Big name here. Alan Greenspan. You can't get much more influential than this guy.
It's 100 years. Wasn't his wife a newscaster? Wasn't his wife like Connie Chung or someone? I know he had like a weird celebrity wife, didn't he?
Andrea Mitchell.
Right, Andrea Mitchell. Yeah, she was the Fed whisperer because he would tell her shit at night in bed, and the next day she'd report it on NBC News.
Yeah. Halperin and them were going on and on about Andrea.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's
obviously, well, they knew her.
Yeah.
And were friends. I think it was him. It could have been Sean. I tried to kind of follow both to, sort of catch up. But anyway, he is a very, 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 very prominent Fed chair. I feel it's like he's one of those. We've had 2 since him or 3 since him, but he's the name that, if you say Greenspan, I know it. And a lot of people know Greenspan, I feel. So a good run, long life. I'm not deep into his economic policies. I assume they were okay. I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know anything about it. What are you asking me for? Do I look like an economist? You're asking me.
All right. Well,
I mean, the guy was the Fed chairman as long as I can remember, and I remember his wife more than him.
Yeah.
I don't know what his economic policy was.
Money is good.
Money is good. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other one, another person who died was Clive Davis. Now, I haven't followed Clive Davis at all, so I'm going to share this story with a caution because I don't know much about him other than he is a really, really rich, famous music industry producer guy, who worked with all the greats. Of course, there's people who are coming out, the dark secrets. Clive Davis, who are terrified would ruin him, aberrational sex act, a rumored gay love affair with Diddy, and betrayal of Whitney Houston on night she died that friends still can't forgive. Now, you are pop culture.
I don't know anything about this.
No,
don't drag me into your dark world, Hunley. I don't know anything about this.
This is your world.
I don't follow any of this shit. The Whitney Houston thing, I kind of remember she was dead, and he went back downstairs to the party that he was having in this place, even though she was already dead.
Okay,
that's all I remember. But that's even vague. To me, I don't give these guys any real credit for doing anything. I think they're just shysters, and they go, "I found Bruce Springsteen. I did that." You didn't do a fucking thing. It wasn't your label. It would have been another label. I don't ever give them any credit in my mind for having anything to do with the artist. I know a lot of people do. I personally don't.
Well, I mean,
that's just me. I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
Whitney Houston could have gone to another label. She'd still be Whitney Houston.
That's true, but she may not have made. I do think they can open the right door.
Yeah, of course they can. But there's other labels, or there were.
There are, but some of it is just getting somebody to pay attention. I mean, what was it? There's a joke in Nashville. The average busking musician, at Circle K is better than anybody you ever hear on the radio.
Yeah,
so there's
true.
A lot of undiscovered people out there.
Well, it's an industry that doesn't exist anymore. So we're actually going into something called the record industry. It's long gone. There's no A&R men. There's no more labels. Capitol Records building in back of me here is empty. So this is something that doesn't exist anymore, which they ran it into the ground. These guys, Clive Davis and his gang, destroyed the record industry. And I'm not criticizing him personally, but he was one of the ringleaders of this mob of executives who took salaries in the range of $1 to $2 million, or $250,000 to $2 million on the backs of these artists for decade after decade after decade. And I had an office in BMG when I worked with MTV years ago, making MTV magazine. So I was at Bertelsmann Music Group on the executive floor, and they took me downstairs and they showed me all of these people working. And the guy said to me, this is just their salaries, and everything of all these people in this floor is simply because of royalties from Elvis Presley. And all of these, and then they just killed the calf that, was their golden calf. They just ate it alive until it collapsed.
Well, yeah, that was the problem. Is early on, for decades, quite literally, the system worked. And Elvis Presley would fund, 10 up and coming potential Elvis Presleys, and it'd pay to get them the record deal, whatever else, get them started,
they just got
and then they would get famous, and then the next artist would come. But
they just hired too many people, gave them too many bloated salaries to make it work, and the whole thing collapsed on top of itself.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Okay, you shared this with me, and I kind of have a feeling that it's just a misinterpretation, but it's the Trump Father's Day photo.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of it. I thought maybe you could figure it out, but I didn't understand. Is it his friend's?
It's his friend's daughter, and I think he could just be saying she's a great daughter to his friend, but didn't bother, like writing out the whole sequence.
It's almost like we're trying to interpret the Kremlin when we look at these Truth Social posts. The Kremlin readers. Now there's New York Times people who read the New York Times to find cryptic Kremlin-like messages inside of the New York Times. And then there are people who do this with Truth Social, probably around the world.
That could be, but I'm just going by, the tone and what is said. It almost feels like a response. Like he's replying to somebody with this, like
again,
we're late in the conversation. I don't really think it's a big deal, but
I didn't say it was a big deal. Who knows with this guy? I don't know what he's putting out here. I sent you a couple of long ones today that Mark had on his show, because the Halpern people put up a bunch of his Truth Social things, and then they really analyze them. which I appreciate because I don't really follow him on Truth Social, but Two-Way does analyze his political Truth Social posts, which somebody should.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he's putting out information there, so somebody's got to look at this.
it is a truly unique situation because nobody did that before, and nobody's really done it
Since, other than him.
since. Now, I've got one Truth Social that you sent me, but not the other one is actually a Larry Elder post from.
Oh yeah, we saw that last night. That was interesting. Well, this one is from Trump, right?
Right. That's why I said
this is the farmers thing. Good luck interpreting that.
Right, which we already talked about. I mean, this is him saying about the farmers and contrary to all the other events. The other Truth Social was actually a tweet.
Yeah, that was a tweet. That's not what
it was. Larry Elder talking about being at a function with people who voted for Trump that are very concerned and pulling support essentially, which can kill him in the midterms.
I've discussed this, and one of the side things that happened 2 nights ago was that thousands of accounts were shut down by X of individuals who were questioning J.D. Vance's policies and questioning J.D. Vance and criticizing J.D. Vance. And no one knows who shut them down. Now, there's only one man in the universe who had the power to shut them down, and that's Elon Musk.
Or Nikita.
Who's that?
He's got a guy, I think his name's Nikita, who he's always into some
could be
weird things. And
what
there's
I'm
a
saying,
couple others. But
he has a quote unquote special relationship with JD Vance, Elon Musk. They eat dinner together once a week. They're on the phone every other night. Apparently, this criticism of Vance got too much, and the other part of this storyline is Rapid Response 47, the White House communication device, has been personally attacking critics of Vance, personally, not policy-wise, going after them, name-calling. It's really bizarre, and people called it out all week, and then their accounts were shut down. Now, the guy in the White House doing the Rapid 47 response doesn't have the power to shut down accounts on X. Only the guy Eric mentioned, or Musk, who I believe may have told him to shut down these accounts. These were individual intellectuals who were raising questions about these deals. It terrified these people. And that's what led to this situation with Larry Elder, putting that up.
Yeah, I just saw this fly by the timeline, which I think is interesting. I'm not going to go deep into it because I don't know any more details. I literally just saw it, but I thought everybody's been talking continuously about the death of the Daily Wire, and the Daily Wire is dying. It's dying. It's horrible. It's all falling apart, except it looks like somebody's going to invest $100 million into it.
Of course. I mean, come on.
And there's an IPO for this failing media organization. So
how many times have these media companies had reinvestments and gone public and had bring in new blood? Once you've got an established foothold in a marketplace, unless you're completely retarded, it's hard to make it fail in the media marketplace.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of people are waiting and begging for said failure. So,
well, that's not going to.
We'll see what happens.
This guy's too smart.
I mean, yeah, I do think that they did get over their skis and they threw too much money into
right.
Production.
I agree.
But that
cut
happens
that off,
cut the losses, and
then you move on. You don't cite the cutting losses as to they're going out of business tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, he didn't move to Nashville for his own economic health. Put it that way.
No.
Well, you know what I mean? He made a corporate decision to cut, fat, and also moved his operation. I mean, there's a lot of things that he did that indicate he's in it for the long haul.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. I got to share this story because I think this is that same city. Remember on Friday, I played a city council meeting, and I was saying, this is what's coming, right?
Yeah.
This is what's coming.
Oh,
and this is the
Tamarack or something, Michigan? Is it Tamarack?
Yeah, it's like Tamarack or
Tamarack, Michigan or something?
Exactly. So here is what came for them, because they welcomed the Muslim influx, and here we go. This is a great piece.
They banned the pride flag. So now you have an all-Muslim city council and mayor. And now they've taken down all the pride flags. One of the best examples, I think, of suicidal empathy happening in real time is a town in Michigan called Hamtramck. And I believe it was the first town in the United States that authorized the Muslim call to prayer in the morning. The liberal people in that town wanted to protect Muslim rights. There was a whole bunch of people from Bangladesh and I think Armenia coming into the town. And these were the people who were very much pro-LGBTQ++. So they welcomed tons of refugees into their small town, who eventually became the majority. And then what happened is you got the first mayor from this country. City council became all Muslim. It's an example of you have to be careful of the unintended consequences of good intentions. Because what happened in that town this year is that they banned the pride flag. So now you have an all-Muslim city council and mayor. And now they've taken down all the pride flags.
Well,
and the liberal women who were
I think we just saw that, right? Or it's still going. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that you get what you pay for by a lot. Yeah.
Then that's what I love is these same liberals. They're the ones who invited them in. They're like, oh, we love them. Bring them in. Oh, they're so
well. It reminded me of the suicidal empathy because of Gad Saad up in Canada trying to get. He's got a job as a professor at the University of Mississippi, which would allow him a salary and the freedom to write additional books. This has been a dream of his for a number of years. And they will not let him out of Canada physically unless he pays an exit tax that he has said would take him 10 years of work to save up for. This is one of the harshest, cruelest totalitarian things that I've ever heard of. I don't think we can refer to Canada as anything but a socialist totalitarian state at this point. This poor guy is being held captive by the nation of Canada, who are charging him, extorting from him money for him to leave the country. It is so sick and perverted, and we have to denounce this Canadian country and go to war with it intellectually, go to war with it electronically, and physically may have to do some saber rattling at some point. You cannot have a communist country on your 3,000-mile border to the north and ignore it as if it's going to go away. It's just getting worse and worse and worse every single year. And nobody has the courage to apparently address this and talk about the draconian things that they're doing up there. He is a political prisoner now, Gad Saad, who has a huge media footprint.
They banned the...
Two more men have been arrested by the FBI in Missouri and Washington State, threatening to murder people at President Trump's UFC.
Okay, sorry. There we go.
No, I'm just saying he is so depressed over this thing. He is being held as a political prisoner by the nation of Canada, who knows that he can't come up with the money to pay this exit tax. It is a similar thing that the government of California is trying to do. The reason, you okay over there? The reason these socialist things can't work in the United States is because you can flee to Florida. And now you have another life. They're not going to let these people flee. And California has passed legislation to go after your bank accounts when you do flee or leave the state of California, to extract tax money from your banks. And the banks are willing to work with the state of California to turn over your money to them based on some sort of mathematical formula that you owe the state of California when you move somewhere else. This is our version of what Canada is doing for people at home.
Well, of course, the banks are going to work with them because they get a cut. The California is going to be like, yes, help us recover this money that we earned, and we'll give you your percentage. And so the bank's like, okay, shit.
Well, again, you have to have legislation to prevent this.
Of course.
The situation where Trump has gotten the banking bill through to prevent them from debanking people was the first step. But it's only the first step. There has to be further legislation against these banks. Otherwise, like Eric said, they will cooperate to get a fee on anything.
Well, and they've already done it. There are huge problems with it. The canceling, like you just started to bring up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Ye per se, but he's an example. He had everything canceled, all of his bank accounts. Trump had bank accounts canceled. Others have bank accounts canceled. And in my opinion, and others may disagree, but I consider a bank account to be like electricity. It should not be touched. I don't care what anybody's politics are. You should not.
Well, we've already dealt with this. You're right. That's why Trump did this. So he's already. What I'm talking about is the next step after this, which is this program that both Canada and California are doing is literally seizing your assets when you leave. One of the only ways to avoid socialist states like California is if you have the freedom to move to Nevada. If they're able to go, and I could go into some detail because they're taxing people and saying you owe this tax and making you produce receipts that you don't even live there. In other words, there was a guy who moved to Las Vegas, and it was put upon him that you owe this tax bill in California. We're going to put a lien against your property. We're going to put a thing on your credit. And the guy tried to deal with them, and they just kept demanding more and more receipts. They wanted the receipts from his moving company. They wanted the receipts of his electric bill in Nevada. It never fucking ended, Eric, because they're not going to let you leave with. Obviously, the Canadian one is far worse. But we have our own internal version.
Country. I mean, really, I mean, Here, there is a chance, that obviously people have to go through draconian shit to do it. I mean, some are getting out of there.
Well, I think Mandami is going to do the same thing as what I was getting to, because he's going to copy what California is doing, and as people flee, they're going to have to come up with a system to try to retain some of that wealth.
The problem is that all the big money's out the gate.
Yeah.
So these asswipes are not only punishing, they're punishing the people who can't afford it. Because
he's not a wealthy man.
Yeah,
he's just a professor, author type guy.
Yeah.
He said he'd have to work 10 additional years just to pay it off.
Well, our friend, I think, had to pay an exit tax. So he
a lot of people. Yeah.
So
I wonder if he could physically flee. I don't know. What are you going to do? Extradite him back to Toronto?
I don't know.
I mean, if he goes to Mississippi and starts his job at the University of Mississippi, is he physically not able to cross the border?
He probably just has to pay tax to both countries or some shit. Or I don't know.
No, I think he physically can't leave.
Wow.
I don't think he can cross the Canadian border illegally. I mean, that being said, I mean, he can go to underground methods.
No, he can go fly in for a lecture and never go back,
Yeah.
Do the Brishnikov thing, or
it's starting to seem very Soviet. It's starting to seem very Soviet.
Well, it is. I mean, that's the template, isn't it? All right. Well, on a happy note, remember I was showing you the escalator?
Yeah, that was funny.
Norway. Well, this is Team Norway in the stadium.
That's funny.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Got to give
That's
it to
hysterical.
them. I love that. So they came up and showed up.
Good for Norway.
Yeah, it's nice to see some pride wherever it is. All right, revisiting another old story, or the kind of ongoing story. We've got let's see. Well,
the ranch wars are heating up as the.
Why am I getting every sound out there? It's driving me crazy.
Are in the U.S. for the World Cup. Kraft is now announcing new travel-size ranch packs to help World Cup fans bring a taste of America.
I'm trying to figure out where this is.
Well, the TSA has issued an order banning for people smuggling ranch dressing through the TSA. They're saying like shampoo, it could only be 4 ounces of ranch dressing, to the dismay of people who have found ranch dressing for the first time.
Yeah, here it is, actually.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, go ahead.
International fans are in the U.S. for the World Cup. Kraft is now announcing new travel-size ranch packs.
Oh my God, that's hysterical!
Taste of America.
Brilliant.
Many tourists tried to pack it in their carry-ons on the way home, but TSA confiscated the bottles due to the large size. Hidden Valley Ranch.
I've had that with toothpaste, by the way. It's real.
Looking to hire ranch ambassadors in Europe to promote the creamy.
I was blown away because I had I was like, oh, I got a toothpaste. I just threw my toothpaste tube in there, and they were like, no. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. What in the hell? But I think it's brilliant on Kraft's part to do this, because if they're that into it and they're taking it home, this is like a way to invade new markets, because then you can work out
I think when you got home,
in Europe, and the people already sample and they love it. Hey.
I think when you get home, this is what I would do. I'd buy it on eBay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I get home and I just look on eBay for Kraft dressing, and I'm sure you can find 80 billion gallons of it.
I guess it depends on the country.
No, but eBay's an international, conglomerate. I mean,
it is, but the shipping and everything. Leslie pointed out earlier, because I was talking about it, she said that they should get the dry version, so then
they have water
a long time, and it's envelopes, and you can just mix it with water when they get home.
Good point.
So she's thinking ahead. All right, well, while we're on Europe, we have we've seen an example in Canada, but we have a long-term resignation. And
with this guy, what is with these people? Do they not know how to get out of office after saying I'm resigning?
Well, Liz Truss does.
Yeah, I mean, she was the only one. She was gone by the weekend.
Yeah.
You have to shoot them in the head to get these communists out of an office. And he's going to pass it on to this other socialist, by the way, from what I understand. The guy in waiting is yet another Marxist that the Brits have come up with.
How is that? Didn't they just lose?
Help
me understand, people who are English in the audience.
Please explain this to us. We're retarded.
Asses kicked in the election really badly, that the Reform Party took over the majority. So how is Labor still having the prime minister? And Andy Burnham is also Labor. I don't understand.
And how do they resign and not resign?
Or Liberals, sorry.
The same thing happened up in Toronto with what's his face up there when
Trudeau.
I'm resigning effectively, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm resigning today, effective 6 months from now.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. He's saying, they're saying this guy, may stay on till September. He may stay on longer. He may go in July. I don't understand this entire system.
All right. Somebody's saying because a general election won't happen for 3 more years.
Right. So how does he resign? What is he resigning from? I don't understand any of this.
I don't either. The parliamentary system I am not knowledgeable on.
Me neither.
So it is wow.
I think that he is going, this is just my hunch. He is going to avoid trouble down the road. He is going to leave and pass the baton to a new generation of Marxists, a guy who's next to him, and he's going to step away.
Well, and I understand, but you still the same question. Why does it take till September? He's already
they're saying July.
Right?
They're saying July for him to get out, from what I read. But the point is, he's just passing the baton to another Marxist.
Right.
He's not giving up power. It's just that he has become toxic. The guy himself.
Yeah. Well, and they even said that they're hoping that the new guy has more charisma.
Right. So he'll wear out his welcome, not because of a charisma, but because they're siding with the Islam population of their country. He will probably try to be more delicate when he's talking about grape and grooming than Starmer has been. And he may not be a former member of the Third Reich or a member of the German nation like Starmer historically was. Call me crazy. The craziest thing I ever saw was a Japanese guy who was who ran the nation of Peru as their president, and he was Japanese. I mean, Starmer is a German, a country you fought a war against during World War II. How does he become prime minister of your country? The Japanese guy from Peru, by the way, fled with money he stole from Japan, from Peru back to Japan. He was later transferred back to Peru, where he stood trial and I believe was incarcerated. I don't know how these other nationalities end up running other nationalities' countries.
Well, to be fair, from what I understand, the whole royalty of England isn't actually English. They come from German stock.
Right, but they're not elected officials. They're mere,
No, they just run.
Yeah, it's just
they're just a monarchy.
Yeah, but that may go back centuries. This guy has a German-sounding name and may be completely a member of the Third Reich, but claims to be or
Again,
was.
They changed their name to Windsor because they had a very German.
Yeah, no,
name.
I agree.
So-
But nevertheless, this guy was the William Kunstler of Great Britain, as far as I know. He was the Ron Kuby of Britain, far left legal advocate defending the rights of immigrants from Jamaica on up the line. So this is as far left as you could go with Starmer, from what I'm understanding.
All right. Well, you know what? Here's the follow-up story. I think you might find it to be good news about the MLB.
Oh yeah, this one. It's a mixed bag. You're right. They responded to Josh Hawley. Oh, you have something to play? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Ball caps have become a big controversy. The Department of Justice now investigating Major League Baseball for potential religious discrimination. The league recently warned several San Francisco Giants players against expressing their Christian faith after they wrote Bible verses on their Pride Night caps. In a letter to Commissioner Rob Manfred, the department's Civil Rights Division writes, quote, "The Trump administration is committed to combating religious discrimination. I have referred this matter to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission for further investigation." Some athletes ripping the league.
This is what we're worried about.
All right, so this is talking about it. Apparently, they have backed down, though.
Yeah,
they're
that's
now
true.
declining to fine the Giants players.
Right. Well, Schneider said he would pay the fines, and then Barstool guy said he would pay the fines. But the Josh Hawley letter and the response to MLB to Josh Hawley came out yesterday because he wrote a harsh letter to MLB, and MLB responded, taking ownership of creating this problem by their own, their namby-pamby miscommunication, according to MLB. But they did respond to Josh Hawley yesterday. I don't know about the ongoing legal version of Harmeet Dillon going after them, which is a separate.
I'm sure they're trying to make it go away. They're like, no, never mind. Nothing to see here. Moving on.
Yeah, it's a separate track. So, I mean, like I said, the players were forced to wear because in the letter that says we don't enforce any political viewpoints upon these people. However, they were forced to wear a BLM patch on their shoulder after George Floyd, which couldn't be construed as anything else but political. Every player had to wear that. They had a BLM on the mound, on and on and on. So their cock and bull story that we don't enforce political slogans, they themselves created political slogans and forced the players to wear it. They themselves did that. As for writing on the hats, players have written, I love my mother on there for Mother's Day. I mean, there's a long history of writing on your hat. However, this was done in the belly of the beast. This was done in San Francisco, where 20 gay couples were brought out before the game to re-vow their marriages with trannies and everything else, and complete three-ring circus going on up there. And to their credit, these three guys said, fuck it. We're going to do what we're going to do. Even, again, if this was Texas, it wouldn't be a problem because the Texas Rangers don't even allow Pride Night. But to do this in San Francisco took a lot of cojones on the part of these three guys.
Oh, fair enough. I agree. Hey, I saw this on X, and it's a really, really awesome use of a drone. I'm shocked that they could pull it off.
Oh, is this the magnet thing?
No, this is a drone flown into a tornado.
Okay.
I mean, it's
this is super high quality stuff right next to all the vortices.
Whoa.
You can see them flying it through the tornado multiple times.
Who's filming this?
It's a drone.
Of another drone.
Cameras are on the drone
as well.
It's got cameras all around.
This all happened live on stream.
Look at that. I mean,
this is the first ever time that this has ever been broadcasted on YouTube, or I don't think a news network has ever broadcasted live drone video going right into a tornado. Like, this is live. This happened live on stream.
Wow. There's another, I sent you another drone article I thought you might like. Perp nab a magnet moment. The California deputies have pulled off what they say is a nationwide first, Eric, using a drone equipped with a powerful magnet to disarm a suspect before moving in to make an arrest. So the drone,
I have this.
Yeah.
This footage here.
Oh,
I think
wow.
Is what
Wow.
I don't know. It showed there's a magnet. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
I gotta get that off. So we don't
get that off, bro. Is that the same story? It looks like
I think so. Well, it's what you sent me, but they're showing the magnet. Okay.
The dramatic encounter unfolded in Sacramento County. Deputies tracked down a parolee at large.
Look at this. He's
Wow,
got
what's
a knife
this?
in his hand. He looks like he's passed out or something.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This isn't the best I've
Wow.
ever seen.
Wow.
I mean, okay.
That's great.
Yeah, okay. I'm just like, if that guy wasn't passed out, he could be like, no, get that back away from me. So it's a start, but I don't know if it's super effective. But I do like, well, they're doing some cool things with it.
Deputies said it was unclear whether he was unconscious, pretending to be incapacitated, or waiting to ambush officers who entered the room. So you're saying what?
I'm saying that it is a neat concept, but in reality, it just let's go back and look again. There was a guy laying there, right? And
right.
Thank you for holding the knife nice and still, so I can very slowly get my drone and the magnet to go and get a hold of the knife and pull it away while you're just laying there. I mean, it's not the best disarmament I've ever seen.
Dude, but it's never happened before.
Of course, yes.
What do you mean, of course?
You pulled a knife away from an unconscious dude. Yay!
You said you'd rather go in and deal with the guy who then takes a knife and starts hacking you.
No, I'm saying that it could have been a person taken out of his hand as much as it could have been a drone taken out of his hand. The guy who's unconscious.
No, they're saying they didn't know that. They could have been lying in wait for. You're not buying it. Okay.
Well, while he was lying in wait, he didn't just go, oh, shit, I'm lying in wait. They took the knife away.
All right. You've obviously got your own opinion on this. That's cool.
I'm just saying it's not the strongest.
I didn't think that this would be a controversial video, but okay.
Well, let me put it to the chat. Is it the most impressive thing you've ever
It's the first time it's ever happened in American law enforcement.
Well, there are many firsts.
Well, this is one of them, for Christ's sakes.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll show you.
I thought you were a drone guy. You'd appreciate it.
I do, but I'm also being realistic here. Speaking of a first, we've got our pathetic governor here busting some moves.
Wow! What the hell?
Yeah, that's
who are
her
these people
on stage, showing everybody she can get down.
Spamber CIA dance. This is a CIA. C I motherfucking A to the I to the A to the C.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, don't play that music. They'll get us.
Oh no, I'm not going to play that music. It's enough trauma with the eyeballs. So those who are listening, you're probably better off anyway.
Mm-hmm. You're not missing much.
No, you're not. You're not. But you know what? We're definitely not going to miss this. We have some super chats coming in here. Pirate Ken came in hot with $50. He's saying, ahoy! Hoist all canvas and polish the poop deck. But I'm setting sail to join your festive dinner in Los Angeles this weekend. I should be savoring your fine food and trading tall tales
way to
as
go,
we drink
Pirate
and
Ken.
toast the evening. Can't wait to see you.
Good work, Pirate Ken. He's not taking any chances.
Nope.
He's getting started right now.
We saw him last in November.
Yeah.
In Dallas. So we look forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Ahoy, matey.
Ahoy, ahoy. And thank you very much. $50. Very generous. Very, very generous.
I think I'm going to give a signed LBJ script to Pirate Ken.
I think that's
I think, if he wants it, I will give him an autographed LBJ script. Then he could follow along with the audio drama that Eric's created on Locals of LBJ.
Absolutely. Scott is a new member. I thought Scott already was a member, but good to have you, Scott. Scott will also be in Anaheim.
Part A.
Dr. Evil, like your shirt, Mark.
Yeah, this is an oldie but a goldie.
Yeah, it is.
72. I remember that election very well.
I have to confess, I do not.
Okay.
I think I wasn't teething at the time.
I didn't vote in it.
Too.
I wasn't a voter, but I do.
Yeah, well, I definitely wasn't either. I was an infant or toddler, I guess. Let's see. Pew Pew has been a member for 23 months. Good to see you, all the legends in the chat. Row. All right. Mike Schaefer. The expanse of social democrat ignorance and voters in general is astoundingly disappointing.
Well, not everyone's informed. There's different levels of information. There's also the low information voter, right, Eric? That's a targeted market for campaign officials.
Yeah, and
it's all different level. Not everybody could be at the same civic level in terms of voting. And in some countries in the Soviet Union, you were ordered to vote no matter what. You just had to go and pull the ballot.
I mean, Australia, it's a compulsory voting, if I recall.
Right. Do you want real retards being forced to vote, or just the regular retards?
Okay. Mike Schaefer again. As my father would say, I'll be right back. I have to shake hands with the unemployed.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
But that's your father's saying, Mike, after all those years of wisdom? Was he running for office?
I don't know. I really don't know the context on that one, but thank you. All right. And then we have, I guess it's AV8 picks. Christopher Ebden gifted 10 America's Untold Stories memberships. So,
Whiskey River, take my mind. Wow.
Thank you very, very, very much. We do appreciate it. And let me see here. Oh, hey, Edward McLaughlin's coming in saying, no. He said, I did vote in it and for Nixon.
Wow.
Thank you very much. And
I was too young. Thank you, Edward. Wow.
If
you go to the Nixon library, there's a lot of great souvenirs, by the way.
All right.
To see JD Vance. I assume they'll be selling tickets there.
Well, Pirate Ken has an answer for you. Mark, I'd love a copy of the LBJ script.
Oh, it's yours, Ken. Way to go. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then, by the way, the other guy who was hanging out with Pirate Ken and us in Dallas, Al Gonzalez, is
okay.
Here.
I know Ron Kuby pretty well. That's very fun. He's one of the most far left attorneys and has been commenting, I believe. I don't think he's counsel, but he has been commenting on the now non-psychiatric defense of Luigi Mangione. Ruby Kuby has been commenting in the media as a go-to guy to interpret the moves of the defense in the Mangione case, who is now not going to seek a psychiatric defense, according to, he changed it overnight, literally overnight. Now he doesn't want to do it.
Oh, okay. Mike Schaefer is explaining that's what he would say on the way to the restroom.
Oh, okay. That's even weirder. I don't understand what that means, Mike.
We're going to get rich trying to figure this out.
Crazy.
So go ahead and keep saying
Can you explain in detail 5 more times what that means?
Yeah, maybe it's just a miss. I don't know. It's very, very. Scott said, does Kuby still have a ponytail? He must be 80 by now.
I think he does. I think he's like one of those white-haired, silver ponytail guys, like that cat up in the. Remember when Alex was on trial? That
Norm Pattis.
Norm Pattis. He's like a Norm Pattis.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I think Kuby actually worked for William Kunstler.
Oh, okay. I
think he worked for William Kunstler at one point.
Well, very cool. All right. Over on Rumble, we have King of Biltong saying, fuel your day with dried sausage from Biltong USA. Clean ingredients and serious protein perfect for road trips, work, or snack time, anytime. Go to biltongusa.com, use code AUS for 10% off. And I just gave some biltong to my father-in-law for Father's Day. He loves this stuff. He got it in South Africa. Apparently, when he said when they were traveling, they were like in a tour group there, that every time they would stop somewhere, they would bring, run in and grab biltong and give it to everybody. So I guess it's really a very big thing there. And he loves having the opportunity to get it here. So, all right, we are, I think, going to be shifting over to locals now at unstructured.locals.com. I have to actually be continuing to pack sound gear, filming gear, all that good stuff to get ready for flying out tomorrow. I'm on American Airlines. Wish me luck.
That's my favorite. No, I love American. That's where all my miles are, and I stick with American.
Okay, well,
I love American Airlines and their partners, which is I think Alaska.
I really love their partner Alaska.
Yeah, well, I wish they wouldn't charge me for my bags on Alaska, which they don't do on American. But Alaska, apparently, as I said to an American official, what's the deal? And she said, well, they like us, but not that much.
Okay.
I had to pay for my bags from Hawaii on Air Alaska when I haven't paid for bags in years on American.
Wow. Well, I confess I had to pay for my bags. So.
Right.
Well, they have it itemized now, so it's like they give you the come on price, like, oh, you could fly for like $200 or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, and you're going to be in the worst seat, on the toilet in the back. Oh, you want a bag? Oh, okay, well then that's gonna be 150 more.
Well, it's all a la carte now, Eric. Everything is a la carte.
Yeah, it is, but it is what it is.
What are you flying into? John Wayne or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, John Wayne via Charlotte.
Okay.
And then on the way back, Chicago. So,
at a John Wayne.
In the country.
At a John Wayne.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great little airport. That's fun.
Oh yeah. I've been there. Last time I went to Brea.
Okay. So you know the roles. Yeah.
Yep. Works great. But
Friday we'll be here. You'll be in the hotel on Friday because you're leaving tomorrow or tonight or something, whatever you're doing there. Mm-hmm. We'll be there on Friday to do a show, and then Saturday we'll do the show.
That's correct.
A different show, but a show.
Saturday is the meetup and show and just having a good old time, and I will be seeing some of you there.
It's at the Anaheim Marriott for those people wandering the land looking for us, and you can buy a ticket through Walk Up if you like.
Yeah, all the way through. Yeah. Ideally, though, if you're going to do the walk up, please bring cash, though, because
or whatever. Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to do the app or Venmo or something, because it gets a little
Venmo works or the app, whatever.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, we're going to be headed over to locals, and you can always
hold on. I just want to ask you one question: is there a super chat floating up to you at this point?
Yes. Somebody snuck one in. Thank you.
I didn't want you to hate yourself.
No, thank you for that.
I'm not involved in this, but I saw that and I thought I'd alert Hunley at the last moment here because
I appreciate it. Lynn Bleckstein, I have watched all the JFK episodes 3 times and have gleaned new info every time from all the episodes. Thank you, Mark, for all the years of research that have gone into these videos. I am so grateful.
Yeah, I mean, just so people know, I can't believe people haven't figured this out on their own. It's a finite amount of people. It's not like it's endless. How many do we have on this situation by itself, Eric?
We could have 100 videos.
Right. I'm saying
I don't know.
People are going, why don't you just keep making them? As if I'm just going to pull rabbits out of a hat. I mean, think about the Lincoln assassination. If we were doing a series on that, Eric, how many videos you could make on the Lincoln assassination before you ran out? You know, it's a finite number of people.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
anyway, thank you for that comment. It's well worth it. Thank you so much for the money too.
Absolutely. And thank you, everybody. Hope to see you hanging out with us in locals.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.